And the installation of the tournament is complete. Welcome back to Mania World Cup. Four keys only. It is the semifinals already. It has gone by very fast. And this is our first match of the week. China versus Japan, or should I say CRZ versus Japan. Anyways, I am Pâturage and I will be commentating with Potassium. How are you
Hell,
doing?
hello, I'm doing pretty good here with the first match of the weekend actually looking to be really exciting here with two insanely strong teams, at least from what we've seen so far. We have, of course, China and Japan looking insanely. It's actually pretty mind-boggling to think that this is a loser's bracket match, but I guess it is semi-finals now, and every single team in the tournament that's left is insanely strong.
Yes, absolutely. China is actually coming from having lost in the winners bracket last week against Brazil. Well, anyone would lose against Brazil
Oh
almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
they
2-1.
lost that match, but man, Brazil scores were unfair for for a lot of those maps. So China actually performed extremely well, I would say, against Brazil. So they're looking definitely really good despite coming off of a loss. And we're getting straight into the bans. Japan, I'm just going to get in there. They're going to ban Del Rio. And it looks like they do. Of course, that being the LN release map, which Japan will ban every time. And it looks like China's banned the SV as well. They're banning the SV memory map in Cloud, which is probably the harder one to practice and really get down initially. So
Yes, absolutely. It does take a fair amount of time to get into it initially, but scoring wise, it might be maybe a little bit easier to get into than Make It Funky now.
yeah, it requires a bit less time to get at least a decent score on Make It Funky Now, even if Make It Funky Now might be a little bit harder to hack. But either way, Japan actually going straight for the SV. Not going for the rice just yet. I imagine Japan later on in the match are going to opt for a lot of those comfortable rice picks. But for now, of course, Japan being one of the best SV teams in the tournament, going to go straight for Make It Funky now.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense. We're going to be seeing what kind of scores Crew K can do on this one.
Although, that said, I think China have not been bad at all in their own right in SVs, and arguably Make It Funky now is, it's arguably easier than last week's. The difficulty hasn't really risen a huge amount in the SV pool, which makes sense. It is, of course, very subjective. But I would say China can definitely put up some competitive scores against Japan. It will come down to if anyone finds a choke or not.
Yeah, I feel like this matchup is going to depend a lot on the second player and the third player.
Yeah, definitely. Later on, especially when we get to some of those Rice matches, they'll definitely start showing. But honestly, kind of hard to tell for the SV, as always. What we can tell for sure is that Crew K is going to have an absurd ratio, as usual. So I would say if all players manage to FC this, which I don't think is that hard to be able to get the FC on this, I think Japan will naturally, most likely have that accuracy advantage just due to Crew K by himself, basically.
Yeah, it just comes down to how many misses they can afford, if any, actually. And see how practice actually paid for both of those teams.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, we have the whole CRZ squad here from China coming in, of course, and Fairy Fire and Yu seem to be the two other SV players here for Japan coming in for this pick in particular. So we'll see how it goes. Japan's first pick here. Syncing all up here, and we're in. So off the gates, actually, it looks like China has a little bit of an accuracy advantage. Very Fi dropping in a little bit in ACK in the intro. It's not going to matter too much. It's actually going to start to flick towards Japan already.
Yeah, it's just a matter of catching up to the accuracy.
And we can see right now, K and Lucifer both holding exceptional scores, but K dropping in accuracy quite a bit, getting a couple 200s there.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
And I would say we're in a little bit of an easier section, but I feel like towards around the halfway mark of this map is where it can get a little bit tricky, especially in the accuracy side. So we'll have to see from this point onwards if there's any big 200 drops from either teams. So far it's flickering back and forth. Actually, I think China have a little bit of an advantage on this accuracy, mostly off of Fi having slightly lower accuracy. Lucifer and K have tied at 99.8.
Satori's going to be dropping a little bit of accuracy now, so the scores are going to be a lot more closer now.
Oh, it's close. Satori and Fi having exactly the same accuracy, Lucifer and K having almost exactly the same there. Kaisium and Yu are so close together, but it looks like that's the only real difference between these two teams right now. And now we're already back to a section of the map that's the same as the start. Any kind of 200s are going to flick this back and forth.
This matchup is just fascinating.
K actually dropping accuracy below Lucifer now. It looks like this might go to China. There's not that much map left, and I don't think there's really any points of the map that they can really get 200s on.
And wow, Lucifer is going to be getting a score over K on SV.
Oh, the score v1138802928 from Lucifer, but K, you can see here K with an absolutely absurd ratio. 1 to 12, or like 1 to 13 almost. And despite that, the 200s make it so that Lucifer gets the higher score, and Japan will just barely lose the first point. 6 full combos as well.
Yeah, clean performance from all players all around, especially Lucifer, who's taking it over the almighty K. K's 200s were really unfortunate though. 6 200s, that's more than some of the players on the field. I feel like that's kind of an underperformance from K. I don't know how he feels about it now.
Yeah, K definitely capable of getting the score v11s himself. But now we're going to see China's strategy here. They're going to be picking the LN maps against Japan. Of course, in this match, China, I would say, has the advantage over Japan in terms of all-roundedness. Japan has always been the team that is very, very highly skilled, but not having the best well-rounded skill set of the tournament. China, of course, being much more well-rounded, being able to play every map to a high level. They're going to look to exploit Japan's weakness here with the LMs.
That's kind of interesting here to see AMD, as notice a father play an LN pick. AMD has been making a lot of progress in LN skills, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of score Japan as a whole also provides.
I mean, definitely. I feel like the entire Japan team has definitely gotten a lot better at LN over time. Like, we even saw it, I think last week they ended up winning on the density pick, the LN density pick, which was really a really strong performance from them, but at the same time it's still not quite up to their level of the Rise. So it's still prone to choking here and there or getting low accuracies on a couple maps, and I think this is one of the maps, Preserve Valkyria in particular, that can really trip up a team like Japan, who isn't the most comfortable with trickier LN patterns.
Yeah, also, I'm really interested to see how China actually scales on LNs.
Yeah, true. Actually, a good point, because a lot of these Chinese players, I think not a huge amount of people are really familiar with the Chinese team. They kind of slipped under the radar a little bit from the sign-ups phase. So we'll be able to see how some of these players in particular manage to play the harder stuff. You know, can they still get the same level of accuracy and consistency once the map pool gets harder? Actually, everyone doing really well in the intro, the inverse patterns in the introduction there. AMD falling slightly behind everyone else on the field, but now Kaisium and Satori both dropping in accuracy, and it looks like Japan actually has a little bit of a lead. Crew K holding 99.83%.
This is so interesting to see. Like, China breaking the points against Japan on SV, and potentially Japan getting a breakpoint in return. We will see.
We see Sunny dropping accuracy, actually everyone dropping accuracy. Now, all 6 players are so close in accuracy, every single one of them on about 99.6%. And it's flickering back and forth between China and Japan, 200s. Any 200s are going to flicker back. What are these scores?
Oh my god.
Why are they all exactly the same?
They're still on a full lobby, full combo right now. We've seen the SV pick get so close, and this pick is also really close. We've got 100% rate of close games here.
And the only real difference in accuracy between players is, you would have to say, is Dusky are holding 99.55, but that's still so high. Actually dropping a couple 200s there now. Gonna go down to 99.5, but it's still so close. But it seems like China are just starting to slowly eke out an advantage here. A couple of 200s from Sleek Girl as well there. And it looks like Kaisium has managed to stabilize. But
Satori!
The end of the map! Oh my god, that's huge! Japan can take it!
Oh yes,
how have they done this?
That will definitely give the point to Japan. We've had 2 breakpoints. We've only had breakpoints up until now. This is semifinals, guys.
What? Japan's scores are legitimately insanely good.
Oh my god,
I did not think they were capable of getting something like this. This is insane.
They pretty much have 3 times the same ratio. It's just the amount of 200s.
And that's a breakpoint right back. That's exactly what Japan needed. And now, I mean, we thought that China had a pretty clear game plan, but now you kind of start to doubt that. If Japan can win Preserve Valkyria like that, what about Dodger's Gadget? Like, does China even pick Dodger's Gadget anymore in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, having 2 breakpoints in a row, like having the 2 first points be breakpoints, really kind of makes you ask a lot of questions as a player in regards to strategy.
Not just any breakpoints, these were breakpoints on maps that I didn't necessarily expect to be that close. Like, I thought the first 2 maps, like the SV map for Japan and the LN map for China, were going to be probably, like, pretty safe for both teams, but we haven't even gotten into the Rice yet. We're about to get into the Rice now, and these are the maps that I think are going to be even closer, if you can even believe that.
Yeah, like, from the information that we've got from the first 2 breakpoints, this match, the remaining picks are all gonna be really close.
Yeah, we're gonna see some tech maps. Japan actually, interestingly, so far in the tournament, been picking a lot of tech maps first, which isn't what they used to do. It used to always be either the Jack map or the Stamina map that would be immediately first picked. But they've switched up their strategy a little bit. So we'll see how this ends up working for them. We're into Goblin here. Oh, and so far these accuracies are so high initially. It looks like it's very slightly in Japan's favor. Well, not actually. It's in no one's favor. But oh, a lot of 200s from China on the trill. Actually, Sleep Girl as well, dropping down to 99.3. Kaisium and Lucifer suffered quite a bit on that trill as well. But Japan are going to take a very slight advantage just off of that.
Yeah, like, this is the third pick. No pick has been a huge lead for either of the teams. This has been close the entire time.
We can see again, there's no single player on this entire lobby that is falling behind in accuracy. There's no single player that's really pulling ahead in accuracy. They're all really, really good scores. But just AM Dusky and Kuke seeming to be very slightly ahead. Sleep Girl finding the miss this time. This is going to start to go over to China, and with the accuracies this close, unless China find a miss, they can take it. This is their opportunity now. They just need to FC the rest of the map.
Yeah, there's only a quarter of the map left, and it feels like China is going to get the breakpoints again.
But we can look at the accuracy from Japan, and because of AMD's score now, pulling ahead of all of the Chinese side, if there is a miss from China very soon, it could swing back to Japan very easily. But it has to happen really soon because we're at the end of the map already.
Doesn't look like anything's gonna happen.
And at this point, I think there's just not enough time left anyway. 3 breakpoints in a row. 1 miss deciding the last 2 maps. And I think without that miss, that would have been Japan's point. The ratios are really close, and the 200 counts as well.
How does AMD only get 1 200 on this one?
Yeah, AMD, like, clearly above the rest of the lobby in terms of that accuracy for the Rice. But it is going to be China's pick, and now China get to pick their own map, and I wonder, do they go for LN, or do they stick with the Rice?
Yeah, I wonder if China is going to be picking for a breakpoint again. I wonder if it's possible to be getting an entire match made of breakpoints.
Like, I still think Werewolf House is definitely not a bad pick. And it looks like that is what they're going to go for. They're going to keep going for the LN maps. Even though they lost Preserve Valkyria, this is still a pretty good pick for China.
Yeah, it seems like both of the teams are going to be keeping their game plan.
And a lot of tricky releases in this map as well that I think are probably going to suit China a little bit better than Japan. So China might end up with a bit of a accuracy lead in this map, which would pretty much be the first accuracy lead we've seen in the entire match so far, if it does happen.
I'm really curious to see how this is going to go, because I feel like none of the remaining picks are safe for either of the teams.
Yeah, I mean, if the first few picks are this unpredictable, like, there's no good picks. Where's the safe picks? They don't exist.
Yeah, I feel like teams are going to be having to go for their least worst picks. Maybe personal comfort will be making kind of playing a role in picking. Anyways, here we go.
Oh, Sleep Girl tanking quite a lot in that the intro there. Done at 99%. Satori also. But it's still really close overall. We're seeing Kruke and AMD actually getting perfectly fine accuracy so far, but AMD finds a miss. That's an early miss. And it's going to start to go over to China. A bit of a lead for China now.
It's only the beginning of the map though, so we're gonna be seeing. Oh, what is happening?
Another miss. Another miss for AMD. That was a really tricky section, actually, that one. So it wouldn't make sense why he would miss there, but China definitely pulling ahead quite a lot now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an issue of accuracy or an issue of consistency rather than, I don't know, or genuine chokes.
It is a very difficult map, and we do know, well, from the start, this is the kind of lead that I would have expected between these two teams. China with a very, very slight accuracy advantage, it looks like, but a couple misses will definitely change that. I think if China has two of their players miss right now, then it could go back to Japan, but if that doesn't happen, then I think China are pretty comfortably winning this one. But oh, I spoke a little bit too soon, Satori. Finding a pretty big miss there, but I'm not sure if there's enough time for that to really swing it back to Japan.
No, there are very few remaining amount of nodes. So China is finally going to be not getting a breakpoint.
With 4 FCs, actually, Kruke being the one with the highest score here. Really shining on these LN maps, Kruke is. But China as a team is holding some really solid, like, consistent scores between their entire squad, which is what ended up winning that one there. But that was a very, very, very quick pick from Japan, and Strange Program is the map that I would have expected Japan to, in normal circumstances, pick first.
Yeah, I feel like Japan is really strong on conventional Rise picks, so Strange Program will literally not come up as a strange pick.
Yeah, Jump Stream is what... Jump Stream and consistency is what Japan is extremely good at. So the stream pick, definitely something that is very good. And a very long one as well, at 3 minutes long.
Yeah, gonna be draining that stamina.
We know that Japan has a lot of that stamina. So I definitely think this is probably the best pick that Japan has in the pool. The one they're most likely to win, and they do need to win this as well. They are 1 break point down off of China.
Anyways, let's see how strange that program is right now.
Okay. And oh wow, that is a team accuracy from Japan right there in the intro. Going to be leading a little bit from China because of XZ's accuracy, a little bit behind everyone else in the lobbies. And this being a longer pick, the accuracies are going to matter quite a lot, so China are going to need to raise their accuracies a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Kruke finding a massive rush is actually going to drop down to 99.3, and that's going to be enough for China to take back the lead.
Yeah, that hurts almost as much as a miss.
Yeah, that is a big rush there, but thankfully, Kruke recovering very quickly. 99.2 all the way up to 99.5 in the matter of seconds there.
Yeah, Japan still has the lead because AMD and JH Leaker are destroying it.
They are crushing it right now, and that is, as you said, what's really keeping it in. And Kruke, now you can see, the accuracy is rising so quickly from Kruke, it's already caught up to XZ.
Yeah, the lead is increasing, the lead is increasing!
We're halfway through the map so far, but it only gets harder, and of course misses are possible, especially when we get into that stamina draining sections like this.
Oh, those nasty trails, everyone gets it.
And no one getting the 200s on the trills this time. And it looks like slowly but surely this lead is just increasing over time. AM Duskia is still holding a ridiculous accuracy. JH Late Girl dropped a little bit. Now down to about the same as Lucifer. And Lucifer's doing really well themselves. But it's just that difference in the third and fourth Chinese players right... Oh, the second and third, sorry. Chinese players right now. Just in the accuracy.
Yeah, Lucifer is not carrying hard enough to be reaching AMD or JHD either, so yeah, China is kind of a little bit in a disadvantage right now, and the lead seems to be stabilizing now, but still in favor of Japan.
Despite that earlier accuracy choke from Crew K's, or AM Duskia finds a miss, that's actually going to be big. That was the highest accuracy from Japan, but it's not really going to matter too much in the end. It was way too late to make a difference. And we end up with a very solid, almost three-way FC from Japan there. Three-way FC from China, showing some incredible consistency there, but the ratios you can see are just very, very Japan-sided.
Yeah, I feel like Japan does have the advantage the longer the map is. I feel like if they're getting some misses, they're going to be drowned by their insane accuracy.
Yeah, definitely. When there is an accuracy advantage like that, across a long map, of course, misses are going to matter a lot less. But China, right out the gate now, they're going to pick Eagle Seeker. Not going for Dodger's Gadget, which is understandable. I know AMD, well, all of the Japanese players have some exceptional scores on 1.0 Dodger's Gadget. So they definitely can play that. This is not the map they picked, however. But Eagle Seeker is one of them. It's a hybrid, the first hybrid we're going to see, and it's definitely the one that has some of the trickiest LN release timing. So probably going to be targeting Japan's LN releases, seeing if they can get tripped up, get a few 200s here and there, and get a bit of an accuracy lead.
Eagle Seeker is an enemy map.
Yeah. It's an interesting banner.
Speaking of banners, please support your favorite country.
Yeah,
buy some banners.
Buy the banners. Go buy one right now for the team that you support. One of these teams, perhaps. And if one of them does end up winning, then you'll be able to keep your banner on for a little bit longer at the end of the tournament. For now, we see actually these LNs tripping up a lot of people. Actually, China struggling a little bit more than Japan on those initial LNs there. Sunny and Lucifer dropping accuracy quite a lot. We've still got those tricky release timings as Abraxos maps usually have.
Yeah, right now Kaisian is leading the Chinese team, but Japan is solidifying a lead with a really unified performance. All of the players have pretty much the same accuracy right now.
99.7 for all Japanese players. They have not dropped many 200s, and that's really surprising considering how difficult these LNs are to time. These are really hard to time. And Japan is just crushing them right now, the team that you would expect to not be crushing them. And now we're getting into the Rice section. This is where the accuracy from Japan should start to grow a lead a little bit.
Going into a break right now, but the releases are not quite break-worthy. Gonna be keeping your toes.
I've seen Japan miss on much easier sections, trust me.
With the left leg, they might not find deliverance as AMD is actually missing.
AMD finds a miss, and this is a big opportunity for China now. They don't have the accuracy lead, but they've got that combo. And if they manage to hold on to that combo, they'll manage to just make it back, but it's really close, it looks like. Just in accuracy. Or AMD finds a second miss, and that has to be it now. China have a massive lead. That was a very messy miss there from AMD. That's going to cost a lot of accuracy as well. So China looking really dangerous for them in the start, but it looks like they are going to come out with the win in the end. As long as they can keep it together with this last section. But
yeah, this is the second pick that AMD has missed twice on. Must be a little bit unnerving. And, well, I think Japan does still have the raw accuracy advantage. Especially seeing
the accuracy advantage
ratios.
definitely for Japan in general. But China, with the consistency, they've managed to pull out these three-way FCs in so many of the maps so far this match. And that's really what's keeping them in the lead right now. 4-2 now. But Japan are only one breakpoint behind. If they win all their own picks and win one breakpoint, they'll go back to even. And now, as you said before, the longer the map is, the bigger advantage Japan has. Well, how about a 4-minute long stamina drainer?
Yeah, I feel like this is another no-brainer pick for Japan. They're gonna be cruising in accuracy. I hope they don't get many chokes though.
Chokes matter a little bit less when there's so many notes in the map. So a miss wouldn't be too bad, but you can't afford more than one miss difference, you would think. Because although you would expect Japan to have a higher accuracy here, China definitely have really strong accuracy themselves. And this is a little bit slower than Strange Program as well, so China are definitely going to be more comfortable getting good accuracy on this than they were before.
Gonna be eating the snowflakes. Yeah,
so here we go.
Yeah,
Longest map wins.
the teams that are going to be staying pretty similar as before.
Yeah, we've seen the same players from a lot of the teams. China's been switching out their players quite a lot, but Japan having the exact same 3 players for the past 5 or so maps, I believe.
Yeah, they definitely have their main players.
And it looks like right out the gates, Japan definitely holding the stronger accuracy, 99.9 across the board for the Japanese team. China having XZ struggle a little bit of accuracy again, 99.7, and Kaisium and Lucifer holding 99.85 about for both of those. So most of the score leaders in XZ right now holding a little bit behind. So you'll definitely want to increase that accuracy because, as we said, the accuracy matters a lot with these long maps. A really solid lead right now for Japan.
Yeah, it feels like Japan is on a trend to increase this lead as well, looking at the accuracies and the unstable rate.
Oh, it's really tight, this accuracy right now for Japan, and we can see AMD 99.94. I think it's raising very slightly in this bit of a calmer section of the song. As it currently stands, Crew K having the lowest accuracy on Japan, actually holding higher accuracy than Lucifer, who's the highest on China.
Oh no, this is really intimidating for China.
So China definitely gonna hope for Japan to miss at some point because it feels like they are not going to beat this accuracy if all 6 players FC.
Lucifer is catching some accuracy back up, surpassing Crew K right now.
Yeah, Lucifer doing really well actually for the Chinese team. It is mainly in the other two players that are, you wouldn't say struggling really that much, because even like 99.8 from Kaisium is really good. 99.75 from XZ is also really good, but when you're up against the team that specializes specifically in this type of accuracy, Kaisium finding a miss as well, that's going to be a really huge lead for Japan. Japan are going to have to miss several times, 3 or 4 times, for them to lose this lead at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. We were mentioning chokes before, but we were thinking that they would be happening on the Japanese side. But if they happen on the Chinese side, that's just going to be solidifying Japan's advantage.
Yeah, and the stamina definitely kicks in at this point, but it's hard to imagine Japan missing enough to lose this lead right now. It's such a long map, so many nodes. The accuracy is really just too high for China to recover from.
We've just reached the 4,000 nodes mark. It's a lot of nodes.
And Kruke is actually, we can see, dropping accuracy very slightly down to 99.84 as it gets a little bit more stamina draining towards the end, but it's not going to matter too much unless there's a whole team miss. But I don't think anything like that is going to happen. It looks like we're at the outro section of the map now, and that is going to be a really, really amazing performance from Japan overall. The consistency for this team.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and a 50 from Kruke that was actually, but 2 double S's from AM Duskia and Sleep Girl. Both holding the best ratios as well. That's a 1 to, not 1 to 20, but 1 to 15, 16, 17 from AM Duskia.
Those are clean runs.
That is a really clean team score from Japan, and definitely a good pick from them. But China are not wasting any time at all. They're going for Cronial Zero. Bit of a lemon guy pick right now. The hybrids they're going for now. That is the strategy. So Dodger's Gadget looking like it's going to be ignored from both teams for a long while, maybe the rest of the match even.
Yeah, I feel like Japan is feeling more comfortable on the rise. China doesn't want to touch it because they know that Japan has potential in it. And, well, when life gives you lemons, you gotta make points out of it.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of Japan's big opportunities, I think, because we've seen on the previous hybrid, Japan are very good at hybrids. They may not be the best in the world at LM, but they are definitely extremely competent on these hybrid picks, and Cronial Zero being one that I think they could do very well in as well. So China really can't afford to mess up on this one, because they want to keep their lead. It's still 4-3, and Japan are looking for that break point.
I feel like if Japan manages to get back to 4-4, that's going to be a tremendous milestone in the match. And they're definitely 100% capable of doing it.
Oh, definitely. There's still some picks left that Japan, I feel like, will gravitate towards for the next few picks that might be decently safe, in quotation marks, obviously. But for now, we'll see who ends up winning this one. More of a physical hybrid, you would say, compared to some of the other ones.
I see a lot of those jacks here.
And now we're getting right into it here. Everyone actually doing really well, but Lucifer finding a choke. A little bit of a miss there. That's going to swing the lead over to Japan. But
Oh, that's not a good sign.
the accuracy lead is actually looking like it's in China's favor. Not quite. Just in Japan's favor a little bit because of Lucifer, but one miss from Japan will easily bring it back to China, I feel like.
Yeah, this is a very tricky map, so misses are even more so easy to get.
And AMD getting a couple 200s there. He's going to drop down. Sunny getting a couple, quite a lot of 200s on that pattern there, dropping down to 99.6. And Sleep Girl as well, dropping down to 99.5. So a lot of people tanking in accuracy, but it is just that one miss right now that's separating the two teams. We're only halfway through the map.
Oh god.
There's so much more that's possible to choke on. And
there we go!
That's one of them. AMD are finding the miss. And now, is that going to be enough? Who has the accuracy advantage is what is going to decide this for now. I think Japan don't. I think China, because of Kaisium right now. Kaisium's score is so good. 99.74.
This is an accuracy battle right now, and it's so close between the two teams.
It is dead even right now. It looks like the difference between AMD and Lucifer is tilting it a little bit towards Japan, but we're in the last section now.
Oh my god.
We'll see if any 200s are going to flip the lead over to the other side. Any misses, any 200s at all from either side are going to decide this match now. But it looks like it's very slightly in Japan's favor.
I don't want to close my eyes. Do not blink. You might miss an upset here.
Oh, and it looks like Japan takes it. Okay, no misses on the last LNs. Oh my god.
Oh god.
I would have screamed if there was a miss on the last LN. But barely Japan manages to take the breakpoint back, and we're tied 4-4.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting to note that Lucifer might be behind in terms of ratio, but in terms of 200, Lucifer has everyone beat.
Oh, you're actually right. 4 200s is so low, but comically getting the lowest ratio in the entire lobby.
Oh my god. If this is loser's bracket, I'm afraid to see what winner's bracket is going to look like.
This is close. This is really close. But Japan, are they going to pick... they're going to pick another Rice map, you would have to imagine. Potentially the Jack map. Star of Andromeda could potentially come out here. Might also see another tech pick. Although I would think the tech picks are a little bit dangerous. We saw what happened on Goblin.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like QE and Acquaintance are going to be as risky as Dutch's Gadget, I would say.
Look, Acquaintance is a decently long map, if I recall correctly, so maybe that is something that Japan could look for. Angelic Layer, of course, is that speed map, so I don't expect it to be picked just yet. But Star of Andromeda is what the pick is going to be. We're going to see the Jacks come out.
Gotta be careful about those long Jacks.
And we know how good Japan is at accuracy, but the little caveat here for this map is it's not just about accuracy here, it's about the combo. And we're gonna see a lot of people breaking combo quite a lot, you would have to expect.
Yeah, I feel like Japan and China definitely have players who can full combo and get good accuracy on this pick, but it's gonna be depending a lot on chokes.
Yeah, and I think China overall has been the team so far that's been more consistent with the full combos. It really has been China missing less, but Japan having that little bit better accuracy. So we'll have to see which one ends up paying off in the end for Star of Andromeda. It is a very short map, so misses are going to matter quite a lot. And we're getting into the build-up.
Yes, no jacks yet.
Everyone gets to show off their nice accuracy for now with these 3-star patterns, but now we're getting into the long jacks at the start here. So far, everyone doing really well. Sunny is dropping an accuracy. Ooh, Sunny drops accuracy quite a lot there. It's going to give a bit of a lead to Japan.
Sleep there as well, though.
Yeah, actually, Sunny and Sleep Girl trading, basically. They're going to be basically tied in the accuracy department. But now we're getting into the dense section, and now is where misses can really start happening. The accuracies are quite close between both teams. It looks like Japan has a little bit of an edge. Mostly in the difference between Crew K and Kaisium, it looks like. Or Crew K and Sunny, I would say.
Yeah, Lucifer and AMD are dishing it out, and they're basically even right now. And Sleep Girl has the advantage over Sunny right now.
But it's a very small advantage. One miss. One miss from Japan, and China easily takes the lead.
Yeah, it's going to come down to who's going to be breaking the balance between those 3 1v1s.
Yeah, who is, if anyone is going to miss at all towards the end of this map, this is going to be the last section. With the quads, if anyone misses here, it is going to decide the map. And oh my god, was the AMD finding a miss?
Oh no. Yeah, that's going to matter a lot.
But Lucifer actually trading the 2 highest scores of the lobby, trading misses at the end. That's going to be Japan ending up with the win, just barely.
Oh my god, Lucifer's miss is going to be Japan's saving grace on their own
miss.
pick.
And look at these 2 scores. We've got two double-digit 300 ratios with 1 miss each.
It's actually so funny to see those 3 mirror matches, especially the top mirror match being 2 misses against each other.
And look at just the level of play of this lobby, the level of all of these players. There was 3 200s in that entire lobby combined. That is some incredible accuracy from all players, along with 4 FCs in the end. And man, this is a tight match right now. China are going to want to win their own pick right now, otherwise Japan gets match point.
Yeah, well, the remaining picks are even less safe for either of the teams than before. I think Japan has run out of safe picks, relatively speaking, for them. And China is... Oh... If China is resorting to dodges gadget, you know they're in a tight situation.
I mean, there's not really much left for China to pick. I think this is a fine pick. I still think China picking LNs is in general a good idea because, I mean, picking Rice against Japan it's too risky, right? This is something that I think Japan can definitely do really well, but it is relatively one of the best picks China has left.
Yes, realistically speaking, this is the least worst pick for China.
Yeah, you could definitely say that one. And this is going to be full-on, more of a density pick. Okay, we'll have to wait for all the players to get ready now.
Yes, either of the teams can also call a tactical timeout to get their composure back, but I feel like they're only going to be really using it when they get really close to the tiebreaker. And a tiebreaker is a real possibility in this match.
Oh, absolutely. We have 4-5. If China win this, it will end up being 5-all. Let's see what happens here. This intro is super mind-blockable.
Yes, we'll see if anyone
And-
mind blocked it.
Satori's having not a very good time. Oh, Sleet Girl. Sleet Girl definitely mind-blocking the intro here.
Yeah, and is not doing too well on it either compared to the rest of the lobby.
Yeah, this is a really large lead for China now. Japan having a miss from Sleet Girl, 2 low accuracies there, AMD and Sleet Girl. All of China doing relatively well, 99.7s across the board there, but Kuruke right now is the one saving grace for Japan, 99.9 somehow?
Oh my god, Kuruke. Who would have imagined that Kuruke would be the, I guess, all-around carry in terms of LMs? Oh my god,
Oh, that was a big mess up from AMD. Satori trades it, but in the end, that is going to suit China just fine. They are in the lead in terms of the accuracy overall, though it's getting a little bit closer. If Sleet Girl manages to increase their accuracy a little bit more, Japan will have a little bit of a shot in terms of the accuracy, but right now, China are looking very comfortable.
Yeah, I guess that's a fine pick for China then.
Definitely is looking that way. See if anyone manages to find any other misses here. Now we're getting into the main section of the map, the densest part here. And Kuruke and AMD both missing at the same time. Sleet Girl as well. Oh, Japan are falling apart now.
Yeah, misses are literally raining right now. Kuruke getting another one, and this is looking like a lost point for Japan, definitely.
Yeah, this is looking too dense for Japan to handle. Slightly too fast. 0.15 really kicking in for them here, and now China still with 2 full combos, and Satori with only 1 miss. This is going to be an easy point for them, no matter what happens.
Oh yeah, we can see that China is scaling extremely well in terms of the density difficulty, so it's really refreshing to see if they go ahead. I'm really curious to see how China would do on the next pool, the finals.
And that's
pool.
4 200s from Kaisian. That is really, really impressive.
Oh my god, Kaisian! Yo.
Kaisian crushing it. Kuruke also with the single-digit 200s, but just struggling a little bit too much on the dense section towards the end, the full inverse type patterns. And now we're tied 5-all. Each team is gonna have 1 pick. Japan will get 1 pick, China will get 1 pick. And both teams have to win their own picks at this point. We're going to see Acquaintance coming out from Japan, going back into more of that technical kind of patterning.
Yeah, Japan is definitely aware that China is tech capable, so it's not going to be a free point at all. And in return, China, I expect, are going to be picking Emeraldas. And this is not free either. We've seen really close matches on hybrids, so those last 2 points potentially are going to be so crucial.
Yeah, insanely important that both teams win their own picks now, because as close as it's been, you really don't want to be forced to have to win a break point.
Oh wait, I completely forgot about the Angelic Layer, but I feel like it's gonna be ignored.
Yeah, Angelic Layer is definitely going to be ignored at this point. I don't think China are going to go for the speed map just being too, I guess, just too variable, right? There's more comfortable picks for Japan to pick, and they're going with Acquaintance instead in the end. Probably one of the, well, I would say definitely one of the physically easiest of the rice pool, but also at the same time very hard to act and not choke. very easy to choke.
Yeah, it's kind of an uncertain pick because I don't think Japan knows how well China can act acquaintance. I feel like they're aware of their own abilities and their own scores in training, so there's a reason why they postponed this pick as far in this match.
Yeah, maybe just not as comfortable as some of the other picks. But at the same time, it's decently long. So there is the chance, if Japan manage to get ahead in that accuracy department, that they can build themselves a bit of the buffer in terms of score. And out the gates, it looks like Japan do have a bit of an accuracy advantage. Sunny struggling a little bit in the intro. Lucifer and Kruke also finding their own shares of troubles here with these very awkward snappings. It looks like AMD currently holding it ahead for Japan. That's why they have this big lead so far.
Yeah, Sunny dropped a fair amount of accuracy as well, dropping down to 99.3.
And AMD, what is 99.85?
Yeah, AMD showing that that eternal skill set.
Still a lot of the map to go. We'll see if there are any kind of chokes. But Lucifer being the one that chokes.
That was a really prompt curse. The first curse of the weekend.
I am sorry, China. That was a definite curse from me there. But that's going to be Japan extending their lead quite a lot as well, actually, now. Because Lucifer's accuracy just tanked with that miss as well. So now, was that a client or was that an actual miss from AMD?
Oh, that's definitely a miss from AMD.
I think that's a miss from AMD, yeah.
There's not too much accuracy that was dropped from AMD, so things are still looking good for Japan.
Well, still a fair amount of accuracy dropped, actually. 0.1% was dropped. That's pretty significant, but at the same time, because of Lucifer's earlier miss, it's not going to matter that much. Japan still need to miss at least one or two more times if China want to be able to come back in this match. This accuracy lead is just too big.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucifer dropped a fair amount of accuracy while missing as well, so yeah, that's gonna be another point for Japan most likely as we're coming into the ending.
Yeah, we can see all three of Japanese players are having really solid accuracy. Kruke managing to recover really well at the end there to about 99.7. Lucifer and Sunny are still holding behind the Japanese team. But Kaisium's doing very well as well, actually. Kaisium with the highest accuracy in the lobby at this point.
Yeah, Kaisium is actually beating pretty much everyone here. Wow.
A really solid score from Kaisium there. Only two 200s. Two 200s as well from AMD and Sleek Girl. Some really high accuracies there. It really just did come down to the chokes and the other two players from China just not managing to keep up with the accuracy there.
So yeah, if you compare the ratio and the 200s from Kaisium and AMD, if AMD did not miss, both of those players would have had very, very close scores. It shows how good Kaisium is, especially if you're more aware of AMD's usual performance.
And you did predict it earlier. This is going to be Emeraldus from China. The must-win point now. This is match point for Japan. China have to win this one to take it to tiebreaker.
Yep, this is China's last chance. Well, this is China's chance to get to the tiebreaker, and then everything's gonna come down to poop.
And this is tournament life on the line as well. This is in the losers bracket. If China lose this point now, they will leave the tournament.
It's a fight for survival. So one team is going to be bringing the other team down. The pressure situation must be an all-time high for both of those teams.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be extremely nerve-wracking for both teams. And into another hybrid, and we've seen some of the hybrids have been insanely close, like absolutely ridiculously close. I feel like Japan has actually had the accuracy lead on both hybrids so far. It really just has come down to the misses, so China probably going to be hoping for some misses from Japan in order to really seal the deal here.
Yeah, besides the two breakpoints, the two first breakpoints, this has been fairly back and forth between China and Japan.
Yeah, and we'll have to see. Can China pull it back? A 200 early from Sunny. It's not going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. But all these LNs and the Jacks there, not going to be finding too much trouble for any player. But it looks like it's flickering back and forth. Kaisium actually finding an early miss.
Oh no.
And that's coming with a big accuracy drop as well, 99.5%. Japan, it's all on them now.
Yeah, it's all on them now, especially on AMD, who has the lowest accuracy right now, 99.4. 99.4 is still good enough to be contending against China, especially since Lucifer is just right now catching up to the 99.5.
Yeah, the accuracies are basically tied between the two teams. It is just that miss. That miss is the only difference between them. So Japan, all they need to do is hold on to the combo. And it is an insanely short map, 1 minute and 40 seconds. There's only a third of the map left.
Yeah, on such a short pick, any miss is crucial.
Ooh, everyone hitting those jacks. And Lucifer finding a miss! And that's going to be huge. That's the second miss from China. And it looks like Japan's lead is growing, and we're at the end of the map already. Kaisium finding another miss, and I think that seals the deal. Even if Japan missed now, it's way too late in the map. It looks like Japan have done it. We are not going to tiebreaker in the end. Japan just barely managing to win two of the hybrid maps to pull it out in front of China now.
Yeah, besides the misses, those scores are really, really close as well, so both of the teams were right to call Emeraldus as a really, really risky pick for either of the teams. It only really came down to China getting a lot of misses. But right now, we are 4 minutes ahead, 4 minutes into the hour, and you know what that means.
Absolutely, don't go anywhere at all, because we are already moving on to our next match right away, and it is going to be Korea versus France. Started about 4 minutes ago. We're going to get right into it. This is another, well, before I get into that, I think we're introducing another commentator switch here. We're going to see if they are ready.
Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formioli.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. We're going to see Ravel come in for the commentary here for this match, South Korea versus France. So welcome. How are you doing?
Oh my goodness, I've been seeing the match and oh, what did I just watch?
An insanely close match. That's what you just watched. But anyway, now it is going to be South Korea versus France, and this is another losers bracket match. Actually, this is going to decide who will go up against Japan tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Now, something interesting about this matchup, actually. This is the third time both teams are meeting each other. The last time these two teams have met was back in 2016 semifinals.
2016 semifinals, so meeting again in the semifinals this year, 5 years ago. And these two teams are really strong. I mean, South Korea's team is completely different. It's changed so much over the years. And of course, South Korea looked ridiculously strong, looking like they're getting stronger every week. But France themselves have actually put up a really good showing in recent weeks. I think particularly against USA, if I Remember, was that the match? France versus USA?
Yeah, I think they took 2 points off the US, if I'm not mistaken.
And that is a massive achievement. USA being one of the favorites in the tournament. But we're looking right now, this is France's pick on the LN map, and they are crushing it currently.
Yeah, this is a very smart pick from France as well. They have a very good score on LFO. They were second on LFO compared to South Korea 6, but Zayken with the miss. So that's going to give it back to South Korea now.
Oh, that is a huge miss, and the accuracy from Zayken is actually giving the accuracy advantage over to Korea as well. Aura and Koidex are performing extremely well, beating the entire Korean team, but that one miss is really going to hurt France.
Yeah,
There's
this
half
is going
the map
to...
left.
Yeah, this is like, I feel like this is a stage where France might struggle a little bit on difficulty because their team isn't really too suited to compete against the high-level countries like South Korea at this kind of stage. They are definitely putting up a really good fight with Koidex and Aura, but yeah, that one miss is hurting a lot.
Yeah, you'll definitely say the teams are a little bit opposites in that regard. South Korea feeling like they really do get scaled very well into the harder physical components, but if there's no miss from South Korea here, actually Zayken is going to miss again towards the end, and it looks like that might just seal the deal. South Korea might be winning a breakpoint at the very start if they can hold on.
Yep, indeed, and despite France getting first and second in this entire lobby, this South Korea taking it just from a better team performance.
Ooh, there are some really good scores. Actually, very, very consistent scores overall from South Korea here. All three players getting roughly the same accuracy, and with the FC, the three-way FC is really what gave them that advantage there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure South Korea are going to move on to Vice. Or
And as you
possibly
said-
hybrids.
Yeah, as you said, some of the harder physical maps might be a good approach from South Korea to go for. So maybe you're going to look for one of those. As you said, one of the hybrids might actually be good, some of the hybrids being particularly hard in this pool, as we've seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure South Korea in general are better in hybrids. Oh, but they're going for Dodgers.
Oh, okay. We're going for the all-LN match. So we're going immediately for Dodgers Gadget. South Korea is sticking with the LNs. They did just win on the LN pick, but at the same time...
I feel like they're exploiting the third player of France.
Yeah, Dodgers
Because now
Gadget
they know.
is... Yeah, Dodgers Gadget is really hard. I think if you're struggling on Preserve Valkyria, Dodgers Gadget is not going to be very nice for you either.
Yeah, I'm also pretty much expecting the same lineups. So it's just going to depend on Zayken's performance, I feel. Unless there's a swap. But
because we did see the first two players from France actually beating the entire South Korean team. So if France's third player can put up a good performance and keep up with South Korea, then France have a really good shot at taking this.
Oh, we actually do see a swap. Transcendence out for Kaokai Fanboy.
And we're seeing Gasolin as well for South Korea.
Oh, Gasol played the...
Gasol played.
Yeah.
I'm
They got
blind.
9 200s. So it's pretty much going to be the same lobby except for one change from South Korea's side.
Understandably, because obviously the same type of map, also decently density focused as well. Some inverse in both maps, and it looks like, oh, is that a disconnect from a player?
Oh, that is, yeah. They can apparently left the match. Yeah, it's no big deal. We can get
Might
it
be
sorted
looking
out
for
really
that
quick.
abort. Actually, an interesting thing to note is that if the players play the very first few seconds of Dodger's Gadget, and then play it again right after, is that going to make them play it better or worse?
I think it depends, really.
I feel like
it's
every
a
single
player
time
thing.
I play the intro to Dodger's Gadget, I get worse every time. If I play
don't
the
know, I
intro
feel like-
consecutively, I do so. Like, it starts off as like maybe like a 90, 99, and I'm like, no, I want better. And then I get a 98, then I get a 97, and then all of a sudden I'm B ranking the intro.
Yeah, I think... I feel like it does happen to different maps, and it of course happens to different players as well. Because some players, when you play a certain intro over and over and over again, you might develop some bad habits over and over again that very short period of
Yeah,
time. So
it does
it,
happen.
it, it happens. It happens. I don't think at this stage players would struggle. Like 46 players,
Oh,
I don't think will happen.
we saw a lot of struggle in the previous match on the intro.
Oh, well, let's
we
see.
saw some misses. We saw some misses on the intro. Some definite mind blocks coming in, and this is an extremely mind blockable intro as well. So far, it looks like only a little bit of accuracy. Actually, Zayken struggling a lot on the accuracy in that intro there. Going to drop down to 97%. A few low accuracies as well in Koidex and Flying Samira. Overall,
this is gonna be the issue for France. They don't have a good enough third player to compete against South Korea.
Zayken's going to build up the accuracy really quickly though. I think it was mainly just a mind block issue, but Koidex actually finding a miss there. That's going to be a big accuracy or point swing that is over to South Korea. With Gaesol holding 99.8.
Yeah,
that's an insanely high accuracy. Kalkai Fanboy with 99.7 as well, holding really well, and it looks like at this point, all three South Korean players are holding higher accuracy than all of France's players.
Yeah, Zayken is actually recovering very nicely now, up to a 99.4 despite the intro struggles, but that one miss now, again, costing France this lead at the moment.
And the accuracy as well, just South Korea just overall having the better accuracy than France. And there is still the hardest part of the map, I would say, the most dense part.
Yes, I can attest to that and agree to that because I'm a terrible inverse player.
And when it comes to inverse like this, mind blocks, I mean not mind blocks, but column blocks are definitely a thing.
Yes. At this speed, at this difficulty, yes.
Absolutely.
So, it is still not South Korea's point yet. There is still, of course, a lot of chances for column blocks to happen in the next few seconds.
It just comes down to, can South Korea keep on to this combo? If they can, then the point is very comfortably theirs. But so far, it looks like all 6 players actually holding on to this dense section quite well so far.
This is ridiculous. And actually, Gaesol dropping quite a bit of accuracy themselves, but
the accuracy doesn't matter too much for South Korea though. They're so far ahead in accuracy, it's not going to matter too much.
Just depends on any column block coming from Kalkai Fanboy! Oh, that could be a big one, but I don't know if there's enough time.
Kalkai Fanboy is so lucky that section was almost over by the time they missed.
Yeah.
If that miss was any earlier, that could have been a gigantic column block.
Yeah, that could spiral out of control, and that could be South Korea's point to lose, but Koidex missing again, that's gonna cement it for South Korea, and that's the second point. But wow, they got slightly lucky there. How many misses was that?
Yeah, that was 4. Only 4. That could have definitely easily been like 2-digit misses.
Yeah,
that could have been a 20 misses for Kalkai Fanboy if that was in the middle.
2. Oh boy. Yeah, that could just it could be a domino effect basically.
Yeah, it's so hard to recover. If you get that at the start of the dense section, then you're screwed.
Yes.
But South Korea now 2-0 up, winning pretty comfortably on both of the LN picks, and I wonder if France is going to stick with them, or if they're going to go for something like, I think Make It Funky now has a decent chance of coming out. If France have practiced it.
South Korea did better on Marissa, that's the thing. I mean, of course. Oh, they're going werewolves. Never mind.
They're going okay, so are we gonna see all 4 LN picks?
Oh my god!
As the first 4 maps? It's possible.
No, we're not, because the last LN map is mine, so they're not gonna play it.
Of course.
Of course. Anyways, Werewolf House. This was the mixed LN, I believe.
Yeah, Werewolf House is a weird one. It is definitely like a wild card among wild cards of the LN pool. Very difficult, actually, to be able to, in general, just be consistent on and to get good accuracy on.
So we're gonna see Transcendence back. I think otherwise it's gonna be the same lineup.
Yeah, South Korea just flexing around, like swapping around that one player. But we are seeing everyone else stay the same. Makes sense. LN teams for both country.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised that France aren't going for anything else, because looking at the quarterfinal scores, France have a better rain shower score and they have a better you don't know score. So I was thinking if they were able to just try and maybe play any of those kind of tech rice.
Oh, a better you don't know score.
Yeah, France have a better you don't know
Wow.
score than South Korea.
That
Makes
is
you think.
impressive, actually. That makes me think
Makes
a
you
lot.
think.
But maybe with the increase in difficulty this pool, like the speed
Yeah,
is just a
I
little
have
bit
a
too
feeling.
much to be comfortable with for France.
That's going to be the biggest dent to France's contest against South Korea because the map was significantly harder. That's two misses already from Flying Summer and Poidex.
Was that actually just a quad miss from both of them? Did they both go down to 97%?
Yeah, and Flying Summer takes another hit.
Missed the quad LNs. They're so massive and in your face, you do not see them. But anyway, this is actually going to swing to France a little bit. But Poidex is going to find another miss.
Yeah, like what Pot said, this map is very difficult. So we're gonna expect more drops even after this section. There's gonna be plenty, I feel.
But so far, it actually looks really close in accuracy overall. We see Aura and Zayken are keeping up, actually doing better than Transcendence and Gaysol.
Zayken is actually holding MVP right now.
It's just the difference right now between Coidex and Flying Smear, and Coidex getting another miss. Coidex seeming to struggle quite a lot with maintaining this accuracy. Or maintaining the combo, that is.
Yeah. Coidex is still holding 99, it's still fine, the lead is in South Korea's favor, but not by much. Now we're going into the PI here, this could make or break some of these players.
South Korea need to find a couple misses if France want to come back in this, because Coidex has missed quite a few times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there needs to be a few misses from South Korea's side now. I don't think France are able to try and gain back enough accuracy to overtake South Korea in accuracy.
Yeah, actually Zayken dropping accuracy a little bit more as well, and Coidex finding another miss. And we're already at the end of the map. Even if South Korea misses at this point, there is just not enough time.
Wow, that is 3 FCs. No, actually 4. 4 FCs.
Yeah, triple FC. Well, yeah, 2 FCs for either team actually, and the same number of misses from both Flying Samira and Coidex. Coidex is misses.
Same 200 come from Gaysol and Aura and Transcendence and Zayken. This
Oh
like
my god, you're right. Actually, the ratios are so close between those 4 players as well.
Gosh.
Basically the same scores for those 4 players if you combine them all. And it really is. I think 4 of those misses from Flying Samira were the quad.
Yeah, I have a feeling of it.
I think it was all just that one quad. I don't know how that happens, but it apparently does. It's not going to matter in the end either way, and it is going to be South Korea's pick again. Will they pick Del Rio? I don't think they will, because Del Rio is more of an accuracy-based.
It's more release-based.
Yeah, more release accuracy-based, rather than...
basically... Yeah, it's a different kind of map.
Yeah, it's entirely different. Like, release LNs and density LNs are complete opposites.
Yep, there we go.
Oh,
we're gonna see Make It Funky now.
Okay, we're gonna see South Korea picking Make It Funky now.
Yeah, I did mention South Korea have a better team score on Marissa than France, so this kind of makes some sense.
It's interesting, but at the same time, it's very rare to see a team pick an SV map at 3-0 up.
That is true. And they did ban Cloud, so...
Yeah, South Korea, so far in the match, have been very comfortable with a lot of their scores, so picking something as wild as Make It Funky now, such a high variance pick, is a little bit strange, but we'll see if it pays off for them. Obviously they've practiced this quite a lot if they're picking it.
Yeah, we also, of course, gonna see some changes from both sides. Pokemon and Girls Frontline coming in for Flying Samura and Transcendence. We'll say goodbye to Zayken and say hello to Patoos.
Yeah, of course, each team you would expect to have a more specialized SV lineup.
Alright, let's get this show going.
Okay, let's see who has practiced this the most. Oh, Gaysol actually having a little bit of struggle there, but Koidex is struggling just as much.
Yeah, right now it's actually flickering back and forth.
And we'll see if anyone drops accuracy on these stairs here. These are deceptively hard to hack.
Also the L and Ns as well.
Yeah, both of them. It looks much easier than it actually is to hack for a lot of this map. But it looks like it's going to be a very, very slight lead towards South Korea now. All their players holding around 99.6. France are not very far behind though. This is really close, and there is still some of the harder sections later on in the map to come. We'll see those coming up soon. Koidex dropping a few 200s there.
Yeah, South Korea gaining accuracy. This is crazy.
Might just come down to misses at this point. It looks like South Korea's accuracy lead is growing more and more by the second. Koidex dropping even more, down to 99.2 now.
And that's a miss.
That's a rough miss.
That's rough.
There's going to need to be a few misses from South Korea, at least 2 or 3. So far, South Korea are just crushing this. A few 200s from Pokemon, but it's not going to matter too much. This last section is the same as the start. So if they didn't miss in the start, you wouldn't expect them to miss now.
Alright, now going into the outro here.
This is just way too easy for anyone to choke. This is very comfortably in South Korea's favor now.
That's a pretty good South Korea team score right there.
That is a really solid team score.
Ooh, 10
2, 3, and 5. Yeah, 10 200s total. And no misses. The 3-way FC. Just one miss over on France's side. But even without that miss, this accuracy is very heavily favoring South Korea.
Yeah. Just unfortunate that France, again, like I said, they don't really have a good enough third player to compete at this level. I'm not saying they have a bad third player. It's just, when you're up against South Korea, you need to have, like, as you can see, 990, 988, 986.
France's team score is actually really good as well. Just without that miss, that would have beaten a lot of teams, you would have to imagine. But at this stage in the tournament, as we said, like, these teams are so ridiculously good that you don't really have any breathing room for error.
Yeah, and especially up against South Korea. One of the higher seeds still in this losers bracket.
Yeah, South Korea, of course, like, historically being one of the best teams, best countries to ever participate in the Mania World Cup.
So now, what would France go for?
Yeah, this is a rough decision. I wonder if they're going to go for Del Rio or if they're going to... Oh, it looks like they're picking Goblin.
Yeah,
so we are going...
now.
We're going towards that tech. Like, as you said before, they did get the higher score on the tech map last week, so...
Yep.
There is potential.
This is burst jump streams, I think.
Yeah, something like Goblin, definitely easier. Definitely easier for, like, South Korea to choke on, potentially. If France can keep up their ability.
We're gonna see some changes again. So we see Azubia, we see Kalkai Fanboy, and we see Transcendence. So there's 2 changes from Korea, 1 change from France here.
Yep. Although from the SV maps, not gonna tell you that much.
Yeah.
Really, anyone can play the SV maps. It depends on who is the most comfortable, who's been practicing them the most. But here, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see for the first time so far this match, something that's not LN or SV.
Something that is meta.
Some meta. Okay, sure.
Meta. I mean, if LN and SV are anti-meta, we can just call this meta, right?
You're right.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
We'll just
but I don't
name the
remember.
pool. We'll rename the pools. This is the meta pool, and we'll have the anti-meta pool.
Alright, so first things first, I just want to see the intro changing BPM trill. That's
Oh
one
yeah,
thing
that destroyed some players last match.
Yup.
We will
Let's
see.
I am curious.
We look
So
at those
far-
judgments. We look at those judgments. Who's gonna get the 200s and the 100s?
Azubia!
That's
Oh, no!
Azuma.
Oh, that's a lot from Azubia. That's some from Kaokai Fanboy. That's the Kopomon as well. Actually, everyone in South Korea dropping quite a bit. But Aura doing very comfortably their own. Oh, dropping a few
Twos
200s
as
now.
well. Both holding very well for France. If Azuma manages to catch up in that accuracy from that trill, France have a very decent chance of coming back and taking the lead. And is that a miss from Transcendence? That's a big miss.
What? Well done. Never mind. Never mind.
Aura finding another miss. That's going to trade it out.
That will trade it out, and now
But
that
it's
gives
not
back
going
the
to be
lead.
the end of the world. It's still really close. One miss apiece, and the accuracies overall, I don't think they favor South Korea that much. I think France are really, really close in this accuracy department.
They do benefit South Korea by a bit.
By a bit, just a small amount per
Just a
player.
bit.
I
Yeah.
think one miss, a few 200s maybe not, but a miss is gonna immediately switch the lead.
Yes, a miss will definitely swing it back. But France need to hold on as much as they can. But the map's about to end very, very soon.
Yeah, we're at the very end of the map. There has to be a miss really soon from South Korea if France want to win their own pick here.
Final few seconds left. It doesn't seem like that will be the case, and that will be another point of South Korea. Surviving
Yeah.
another scare.
Just holding on, and that is such an unfortunate miss from Aura there. Almost without that miss, you'd have to imagine that was going towards France.
That would have been France. That was 6,000 points of a difference. That would have definitely been
Nah,
France.
that would have definitely been France's point there with only 6,000 points. Look at these accuracies. They are so close across both teams. France can definitely win one of these Rise picks if they manage to hold
they need to
on to
hold
that
on.
combo. Yeah.
They just need to hold on. So South Korea, their next pick, and then it's going to be another France pick, and the next France pick needs to be very crucial.
Okay, so now Del Rio.
I mean, hybrids. Come on.
Hybrids. Cronial Zero?
South Korea have been so good at hybrids. Okay, not extremely good, but good enough. So, yeah, I think we could definitely see a Cronial.
Bit of a Lemon Guy hybrid coming in. A very, very physically demanding map is something that I think would benefit South Korea a lot. But we'll see what they end up going for. We're gonna go with Eagle
Oh, they're going
Seeker.
Eagle Seeker. So it is hybrid, but just not the right hybrid we're thinking of.
Yeah, more of the wacky LN hybrid.
The balanced physical.
Balanced, yeah.
Balanced physical, yeah. It has a bit of everything.
It does. It has quite a lot of Rice focus, despite how the intro appears.
There is some physicality to this as well, so I'm just wondering whether or not fans are able to keep up.
But at the same time, if they do manage to keep up, it is definitely short enough to be able to capitalize on any misses.
Yeah, it is only about 2.5 minutes. We do see a swap flying somewhere in for Pokemon.
And that really is one of the big strengths for South Korea so far in this match. They have so many players that can play all of these maps. They're able to just switch out the players as they want for each map individually. Whereas for the most part, France has been maintaining a fairly consistent roster, Aura being in for all the picks so far.
Yeah. Aura has just been the main man for a lot of the maps this week and last week. Like this is where they really shine.
Who will drop the 200s at the start? It looks like South Korea.
Transcendence, yeah. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very small lead, but Aura, that's a early miss. It's not gonna matter as much as a miss in the middle of the map, but it's still gonna give South Korea the early lead.
Yeah, indeed. I was talking about physicality. You can see Azubel struggling a little bit on accuracy. The entire team of South Korea holding at least 99.4 and above.
And this
Any
lead,
200 up here?
this lead is not
Yeah.
huge. Actually, France's accuracy is very, very close to South Korea's. They are almost exactly
Yes.
tied in accuracy. It is just that one miss, the early miss.
Can
So
I just
I think-
say, Aura's accuracy holding the highest, even with the miss.
Oh my god, you're right. 99.6 with the miss, the only miss in the lobby so far.
My goodness.
That might just recover the score over time if they
Oh,
manage.
no.
Oh, not with another
I'm
miss
sorry.
though. And now this is going to be quite a large lead for South Korea as well. Azuba dropping in accuracy as well down below. Now South Korea with that ac lead as well as the combo lead.
Yeah. Here comes the Kiai. We'll see if that makes any difference in that light. Everyone's still holding on in this Kiai first half.
Yeah, no one finding many drops here. Azuba is dropping in accuracy a little bit. Nothing too serious though, but unless something happens on South Korea's side, they just need to hold on.
Chain. They just need to hold on.
A few misses is definitely possible, but it looks like they're really not interested in dropping these combos at all. This is still 3 full combos on the South Korean side. 2 from France still actually as well.
Yeah, but Azubel dipping below 99, so any misses now, I don't think it will matter anymore. And South Korea will take another one.
Oh, Patu's
Match
missing
point.
the last note.
Yeah. 7? And wow, 2 plays
7
getting 8
and
as well.
8.
Oh
And
my
8 from
gosh.
Aura as well. Actually, Aura would have probably ended up with the highest score. Very
Yes.
close to Samira's. Very close to Samira's score without those misses.
It wouldn't have been enough though. That's a 33,000 point win, so even if
Yeah.
Aura got the full combo and Patus as well, I don't think it would have been enough.
Yeah, that accuracy lead from South Korea was definitely there, and it is going to cause them to go to match point. 1 point left that South Korea need to win.
Yeah,
France.
this could be the most important pick from France ever in this World Cup.
France, they need to choose wisely now. Is it going to be another tech map?
This is going
Goblin
to be a
was
difficult
very,
pick.
very close. I think Goblin was
Yes.
one of the closest maps we've seen between these two teams. So I think one of those picks may be something to go for.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna be either QE or Del Rio.
Del Rio. Ooh.
Just as a final curveball.
Going back to LN, LN releases could be very different from how the other LN maps.
Oh, they're going Acquaintance.
Play out,
Okay,
but
that was my
Acquaintance-
third. That
Yeah,
was my third
Acquaintance
choice.
more along the lines of the Goblin pick. Something that's definitely doable by France.
Yeah, this is
But at the
kind
same
of
time-
dumpy.
Yeah, at the same time though, France really can't afford to mess up anymore. Of course, South Korea on match point now.
Yeah, this is it for France. If they want to stay alive in this tournament, they need to start winning all the way now.
And that is a big ask right now with how South Korea's been playing.
Yeah, they've been playing so incredibly consistently. It's kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah, with the amount of full combos that South Korea's got in this match, they are looking a little bit too consistent. making the
And
map pools look a
reminder-
little bit too easy.
Yeah, they're making the pools just look like a piece of cake. And reminder that the winner of this match faces Japan, and if anything, from what we saw from Japan. Yeah, can you imagine a Japan-Korea rematch of last year?
That is
Gosh.
spicy. That would be insanely spicy.
Yeah. Just a little bit of historical recap. Japan was the first team to knock South Korea down to the losers bracket for the first time in 5 years last year.
That was quarterfinals last year?
Yes.
Yes. So we'll
So, I mean, of course, France are still in it. They need to start winning though.
they need to win the next 7 in a row, and it all starts right
Yes.
now.
This is where we see the reverse sweep from France. Let's go. Oh, very early drop from Kaokai Fanboy and Azobir, but I think Kaokai Fanboy coming off worse.
Yeah, it looks like the accuracy dropped from Calcutta Fanboy a little bit worse than Azuber's. And on top of that, we have Aura holding the highest by far in the entire lobby. Absolutely crushing it, and Calcutta Fanboy still struggling to get it above 99%.
Yeah, but from what we saw from the entire match, all of us prone to missing quite a bit too, so we can hold that to account. Patu's dropping, yeah.
South Korea gonna maintain the lead for now, but not very comfortable. I think the accuracy is very close because of Aura, and it looks like Calkai Fanboy is struggling a little bit with accuracy in general.
I think France were finally able to find a map that South Korea might not be too comfortable with in general, but now it is a good time to strike. But Kaokai Fanboy is recovering very fast and now matching Batu's in accuracy. And Azobo dropping quite a bit too. It is just Aura right now.
Yeah, everyone is holding on so far. Like, South Korea, with Calkai Fanboy recovering accuracy, is extending their lead very slightly over time. We now have France no longer with the accuracy advantage. I think the accuracy is basically tied between the two teams, but the misses from France, another one coming out from Patu's, is going to give an even further lead for South Korea.
Yeah, that could actually be the last nail in the coffin. That is the nail in the coffin right there. Another miss from Patu's.
That's the second one. Calkai Fanboy trades it though.
Calkai Fanboy. Yeah, there needs to be a lot more though from South Korea. That's 2 FCs to 1 still.
Yeah, one of these FCs from South Korea, if they miss now, then France would still be in it. But there's not a huge amount of map left.
Yeah. This section here isn't going to be too difficult now.
There's just going to be one small section at the end now.
Just one, yeah. We'll see if that changes things. That could. But I think my fears are going to be fulfilled soon.
So here we've got Transcendence or Pokemon. If those are the players to look at right now. If either of them misses, then France can still come back in this map. Azubo is recovering accuracy quite well, but it's not going to be enough. And
and that is another point to South Korea and the match as well. What is that score from Aura? Oh my god.
Aura with 3,200 FC.
Transcendence with 5-2. Both players pulling out scores of their minds.
Crazy scores from both players, but unfortunately that is going to be South Korea winning with the sweep 7-0, and France playing really well, but unfortunately just eliminated from the tournament in the semi-finals here. And
what a run though, what a run from France.
That was a really good run. I think that match, the matches they've played have been honestly really impressive, like some of the scores they've gotten.
Especially last weekend, yeah.
But it is going to be South Korea for now, and very spicy matchup. Extremely spicy matchup tomorrow.
Japan, South Korea.
Japan versus South Korea on the pool that we have just seen. We've seen incredible scores from both of these teams.
Unbelievable scores.
It's hard to predict. We can't predict that.
We're gonna do it all over again tomorrow, 1300 UTC. Write that down, put a reminder, set your alarms, I don't know, do whatever. You do not want to miss that. That's gonna be a match of heaven right there.
Bit of a revenge match for South Korea as well from last year.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
I actually don't know how that's going to go. But for now,
I don't too. Yep, for now. Oh, we got another spicy one coming up.
oh boy.
Another historical match.
I actually don't know how this next one's going to come in. Philippines versus Singapore coming in about 20 minutes. A bit of a Southeast Asian battle here for two teams that have actually been performing insanely well so far this tournament.
Yeah, we are about to start what we call the Southeast Asian block.
Yeah, a couple of Southeast Asian
fully
matches
Southeast
here,
Asian, yep.
and they are close. They are going to be real close, I think, the next
Yeah.
couple of matches there. So
This
definitely
match has history. A lot of history.
a lot of history.
Yeah, this is the 4th time they're facing each other in the 4K World Cup.
Oh, wow.
4th time. The head-to-head
Fourth time.
is Singapore 2, Philippines 1.
Oh,
And they met last year in the quarterfinals, Singapore winning 6-2. But the year before, they faced each other in the quarterfinals as well, and Philippines won that.
So these are, historically at least, these two teams are basically evenly matched.
Very
We'll have to
evenly
see
matched.
how it plays out this year, because I think both teams have been playing exceptionally well so far. But definitely stick around for that.
Yes, do tune back in just a couple of minutes because you do not want to miss this match.
Yeah, but for now, we'll have a little bit of a break. The stream will stay on, but make sure you take a bit of a break, go get some water, make sure to stay hydrated,
Yes,
and
stay
tune
hydrated.
back in about 15 minutes when we'll start the next match. Also, make sure you go buy a banner
Yes,
from the
buy
store.
banners.
If
If you-
you have a favorite team out of this list here, make sure you grab a banner for your profile. If you support the team that ends up winning the tournament, it'll stay on your profile for that little bit longer there.
Yep, couldn't have said it better myself.
But for now, we'll see you in about 15 minutes, so stay tuned.
Yep, adios from us.
Hi, welcome back to Mania 4K World Cup 2021. We are still here. This is the third match of the weekend. We are all having them in a row, it seems. And yeah, this is going to be Philippines versus Singapore. We're still staying in Asia, still traveling in this beautiful, beautiful continent. I am
Thank you.
Petraj, and Abe is still here with me.
Yep, I am stuck in the middle. But hey, this is gonna be a spicy match, so I couldn't say no when I had the opportunity to talk about this one.
Oh yeah, as a Singaporean, you must be interested in the outcome of this match in
I am
particular.
very hyped, not just for the historical value of this match, but just the stakes involved too. Because Philippines, they won revenge from last year.
Oh yeah, I heard about the historical tidbits. I heard it was like the fourth matchup they ever had in the Mini World Cup.
Yep, correct. This is the fourth time they will ever meet. The first time was back in 2016 in groups, then it was 2019, and then 2020, and then this year.
Yeah, like it's interesting that you bring up 2016 because both of the teams actually have a lot of history and rolling team lineups. Actually, we know that the Philippines have kind of different eras. Like they have the Arquin era, and nowadays it's a little bit different. Singapore has seen a lot of players come and go, and this year's team is kind of more quote-unquote robots oriented.
Let's just say very rice based. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Because Singapore, in the entire NWC history for 4K, they've been changing players constantly. Like we see new players come in and out, in and out. Philippines, they usually keep about the same roster. Like for players like Silvestre Els and Swansea, you know, they're kind of familiar faces. But this time, Philippines are bringing in some kind of new blood as well. In like we can see here, Cyrelia being one of them, and going for Del Rio here as an opener.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over the bans, but Cloud is once again banned. Are we ever gonna see Cloud play in a tournament match? I wonder. I don't remember the other ban though.
I think. Okay, I remember the bans was Snows and Cloud. I just don't know who banned which.
Okay,
Crossed over very
we've
quickly.
got the information here. Cloud was banned by Singapore, pretty obviously, and Philippines banned Snows. Actually, not trusting their stamina, especially against Singapore, which is really rice-oriented, so that's a fair ban. Both fair bans.
Yes, indeed. Philippines are definitely going to be this team that's going to bank on anything anti-meta, and Singapore is going to go hit on Rice. So we could be in for a pretty 50-50 side match here.
Anyways, Del Rio as a first pick for the Philippines. Philippines, a very Ellen oriented team, especially Els in the team. And the Mr. Riel has been performing extremely well throughout this whole tournament.
Something I'm a little bit interested in is why Philippines went for this, because they have a very good Konya score. They got third on Konya compared to Singapore's 10th score on Konya. And in terms of LN, like Singapore have a slightly better LFO. They do have a good score on Somewhere Belong. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Maybe this is territory where Philippines is able to shine in LN and not last weekend.
Yeah, I think Del Rio is kind of more of a comfortable pick for pure LN players. Something like Cronio will most likely be a little bit more ambiguous if you take the Singaporean team into account.
Yeah, so this is most likely going to be the final lineup here. We see Cyrilla, the Mystery L, and Sylvester coming in from Philippines. Singapore side with X-Ben, Joseph, and the Battle Sun. pretty sure that Singapore have used this kind of general lineup for LNs over the last few weekends, especially Xven and Joseph. But it's just the problem of the third player just pivoting, just trying to get as much distance as they can. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to perform against Philippines, because Philippines in general, they have a very good LN side.
Yes, this is the first pick, and this is the occasion to get some information about both of the teams' standpoint in regards to the pool.
Yes, indeed, because the winner of this match, they are going to play another time tomorrow actually.
So, how do you feel about this map being in the pool? Since it's yours.
Well, I mean, they just told me, hey, can we use Del Rio? I'm like, sure, let's do it.
Cool! Anyways, let's go!
Yeah, I don't take any offense to it. I mean, I personally feel this is one of my better maps, honestly. We see trades here, Mystery L, the Battle Sun trading into each other, giving Philippines a slight lead right now.
Yeah, I feel like that Battle Sun is on a really rough performance right now compared to the rest of the lobby, which is pretty unfortunate. But L's kind of uncharacteristically getting kind of a... I was kind of expecting a little bit better from L's. Maybe it's... there's been a little bit of a mishap in the beginning.
No, it does seem like... Wait, is it? No, I think the four of them are still holding FCs.
Oh, yeah.
It might just be a slight general accuracy lapse, but as you can see with Singapore, Xven and Joseph just being the extremely hard carries, it's just the third player. And I think I said from the start, the third player just isn't being able to match up with Philippines. It is giving Singapore the lead, but as you can see, it's going back to Philippines ever so slightly. But the miss of Mystery L is going to help Singapore now have a better lead than before.
Oh my god, this is a really strange battlefield. Like, we see Joseph and Sven actually leading the battlefield by a lot. And the Philippines are a little bit more unified in terms of performance. They're kind of around the 99.2 mark, and Els is actually catching back up some huge accuracy.
Yeah, and the Battle Sun is picking up more misses. Now the Philippines have snatched the lead back, and that's another one. But there's going to be another hard section coming up very soon. This is going to be a bit of a Cord Jackie-ish end part with some very fast 1-6 streams. So we're going to see how all 6 players will cope with this. Here we go.
Yeah, this point has been really interesting to see because it somehow got back and forth between the Philippines and the Singaporean team in very different ways. Like, Sven and Joseph are still carrying the Singaporean team, but they have a huge third player problem, unfortunately. And the Philippines, they're doing actually pretty decently.
Yeah, but it is the team score that matters, not just individual performances. And as a team score, Philippines are able to hold this out, I believe. With just the last few seconds of the map left, there's nothing much that's going to happen now, I feel. Philippines will take first blood of this match. Very solid scores from Xven and Joseph. How many 200s? Wow. 7 and 100 from Xven.
Getting a 990k on Del Rio of any LN picks is absolutely astounding.
Yeah, but when it comes to Mania World Cup, the team really matters more than just very good individual performances. So a pretty good choice from Philippines, despite a very rocky start. They managed to claim it back at the end.
Yeah, honestly, it's really important to assess your abilities as a team. Like, I think pretty much every single team has been sharing their scores and kind of debating who to send as a player and choosing the right 3 players from the 6-player roster to send out on the battlefield.
Yeah, so I'm actually expecting Singapore to maybe go for some tech here, maybe Goblin, maybe QE.
Yeah, Singapore is definitely going to be starting on the rise right now. Maybe something, I think something more conventional like Strange Program, Star of Andromeda would work. Maybe even Angelic Layer would work.
Yeah, they are going for Goblin, yeah. Okay, so here's my theory because Philippines have disgusting scores on Yozakura and Thinking of You. Both maps they placed second. Singapore placed 12th and 7th respectively, so not really so good on the kind of dumpy, speedy kind of maps. But Singapore they kind of excel better on tech density. That's why they are going for Goblin here.
Yeah, Goblin has been a really popular pick so far. I think Goblin has been pretty much the second or third pick in all of the matches so
Yeah.
far.
So just to reiterate what Goblin is, first, broken jump streams is very short actually. Well, not extremely short, but pretty short compared to the rest of the pool here, about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And one thing to really point out, the intro has a changing BPM trio. It caught up a few players in the last few matches to see if that will happen later on.
Yeah, in a way, it's a pretty decisive Rise pick.
A very solid opener. Very solid opening Rice pick here.
Yeah, it's also pretty decent to kind of probe tech and Rise abilities of the other team because I feel like maybe we don't know enough about how the Philippines are still holding onto the Rise difficulty in this group.
Yeah, so we do see a swap apiece. We do see Somzi and Jappy now coming in for the Bredo and Siluesca. Alright, we're going into it now. Just waiting for Somzi. There we go. That
Client
okay.
business.
Yeah, let's just wait for client to survive this stroke here. There we go.
Let's just close our eyes and open them again, and surprise, a match is going.
Surprise! We're getting ourselves underway here. Now the biggest issue I feel from Singapore will be Jappy, because I know X-Ben and Joseph will do really well. It's just this is gonna be the story for Singapore here. Here comes the trail. Okay, both players doing both sides doing really well, yeah. So, like I said, Singapore, the biggest issue right now is just their third player. They have two really good main core players, but a third player that might struggle. The mystery out of the mist that's gonna give Singapore a good lead now.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to see that Sven and Joseph have been carrying both on the Rise department and the LN department on Del Rio. So I feel like Sven and Joseph are going to be staying on the field most of the time.
We're not the top player can keep us side. We're with a miss. Jappy with a miss as well.
Yeah, I feel like
they're gonna give Singapore a good lead.
Yeah, I feel like
something a miss.
Oh god. Yeah, I feel like the Philippines are showing their weaknesses on the Rise pool right now.
But more specifically tech, because this is a skill set that Philippines do not perform well on. They perform really well on Vice, just not on this kind of map. And Singapore shredding it despite the third player not being too good compared to X-Ben and Joseph, of course. I mean, X-Ben, what the heck is that score?
Aurelia missing again. And Singapore is still on the double FC roster.
Yeah, I think that is going to give Singapore a very strong and solid point. Joseph with a miss, that isn't going to hurt too much unless X-Ben pops a huge one in the end. This is still a very decent lead and that will definitely be a point to Singapore.
I am just astounded by
what is 998? How many 300s is that? Oh, okay. Okay.
I kind of want to close the stream, leave the Discord call, and just go outside and breathe a little bit because it's not a semi-final score.
If you're beating Swansea in 300 count on a semi-finals Rice map, okay, all right, yeah. Just a casual 79. Yep, let's carry on with our lives.
Yeah, let's get a let's see some 995s in finals. Why not? I am shocked.
Goodness. Yeah, Singapore are just saying, we're putting rice on the table, we're just gifting it to you. Now what? What do you want to do to us, Philippines? Okay, we're just gonna wait for a kick from Philippines now. They did do really well on their Rio, even though they were a bit shaky. The biggest issue is whether or not they want to go for another LN map. I feel like they might want to go for either Crony or Carol, or they want to go for something speedy like a Blink. Or to go for Preserve Valkyria, that's fine too, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like the Philippines are going to be keeping their anti-meta strategy, especially since they know that going anti-meta against Singapore is definitely like the main strategy that you want to have.
Yeah, this is gonna be what they're gonna do for the rest of the match, I feel, until they run out of picks. Of course, we see J1002 here, and of course we're gonna see another swap in from Singapore. X-Ben and Josu should stay in. Think who would come back in for Singapore? We also see Siluesca. Forgot to mention that. Do we see Jap? Wait, no, Jappy left. Do we see Dabredo again? The Bredo wasn't doing too hot on the wheel. Maybe we could see Expandium. Oh, okay, they are gonna bring back the Bredo, I think.
Yeah, I feel like Singapore is mainly going to be pivotal around the third player. It's just a matter of bringing the third player that is going to be doing best for their team. And that is essentially how the Singaporean team is working.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait for the third player from Singapore to pop up and then we can get the show on the road. But as we wait for the players, even though it has just been a short time since we did this, but get your banners.
Yes, support your favorite team, buy some banners, and if your team wins, well, the team you have chosen the banner from, you can choose a country that's not your own. You can support Brazil, for example. Or the
I'm supporting the US.
Or Japan, even. Japan has been promising as well. Or maybe one of the two teams that we see on the field, like they're also really promising. Anyways, if the country you chose to support actually makes it first out of the Ho Chi Minh World Cup, well, the banner is going to be staying.
We will be staying until the next edition. Yep. Let's get this on the way. Preserve Valkyria. This is a little bit of an LN wildcard. There is some coordination, very tight gaps involved.
Okay, it's weird seeing scroll speeds that are fast again after the departure of Mysteriel.
Hey, Cyrelia has a pretty low scroll speed, I think. Or maybe it's just me.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah. But so for accuracies wise, everyone kind of tight. X-Ven very good accuracy. The Bredo just kind of falling off a little bit from Singapore's side, but it is. Oh my gosh, how many points is that? 300?
Yeah, it's gonna be down to how X-Ben is gonna be able to counterbalance the third player.
Yeah, we have one high, one low from Singapore, and as for Philippines, it's just kind of generalized a bit more than Singapore's side, so now we get into the BPM change, the beef of this map here.
Yeah, actually the Bravestan is actually doing pretty decently, almost catching up to Australia.
Yeah, this is definitely a better choice for the Bredo than the Rio, because the Rio was a lot more release based, this is a lot more density. Even though there is a few tight gaps there, the Bredo getting a 200. So right now the lead ever so slightly to Singapore's favor. But we still got a little bit of map left, especially this Ki here.
Yes, the last third is probably very, very decisive in deciding the winner.
Oh my god, that's a miss from Joseph! And the tables have turned. Philippines has the lead and it is their lead to lose.
Yes, indeed. And reminder that this is Philippines pick to begin with. Oh, the Bredosan is also going to be dropping the Terrell as well.
Traded. There cannot be another miss from Philippines. They need to hold on now. Oh my god, this lead is getting very small. That is still gonna be a point to Philippines, but what a scary one to the finish line. Just by less than 3,000 points. Siloweska? Siloweska, what is that?
Oh, here
what
we go.
What is that?
That's the kind of score I want to see from Els. That's the kind of
Oh my gosh. I might have woken up my family. That is an insane score from Siloweska. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had faith that I had huge faith on Els. Going from the previous pick, I could tell like Els is really good.
Goodness. I didn't think we'll get to see 1-100 in this map. Oh. Well. We're going for Star of Andromeda, alright. We're going into some projects. Singapore have a pretty decent super anime groove last weekend, scoring 2.98 million, getting 4th on the map.
Yeah. We're gonna see if this week's song choice is gonna be yielding any different results, because we all know that the anime buff is a real concept.
Yeah, I think Singapore have a pretty strong project team. I don't know about Philippines though. I know Swansea might destroy this, and probably will destroy this. I think Siloweska and Mystery L could be the little bit of a seesaw here. They could destroy it, and maybe they couldn't. But now, who's gonna fill in for the third player of Singapore? That's the question.
Yeah, depending on the third player on Singaporean side.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big question. I think Myonos might be coming in, or maybe Expandion. Either of the two, I think.
Yeah, either of those could actually still sustain Star of Andromeda, I feel like. So
yep, it is gonna be Myonos.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be seeing extremely high performances from Sven and Joseph, and I feel like the third player performance is not going to be as handicapping as on some of the other picks. So Singapore has pretty high chances of making it for this one.
Yeah, we've already seen Singapore's project skills in this tournament. I don't think we've seen much from Philippines. But that isn't gonna say so much.
Yeah.
It's about now. It's not about the past, it's all about the present.
Yes, it's all about the results. It's all about the chokes that you may or may not be getting. It's all about the curses that the commentators may or may not be getting.
Yeah, may or may not. That is a very good statement. Anyways, Joseph the only mirror here. Everyone else going no mod. We're going into this hot.
Yeah, the map starts pretty gentle right here, just settling you in with some regular streams and jump stream. And afterwards it's going to be very, very kind of wake-up quality with long jacks.
Yes, a lot of long jacks. It's just jacks. That's a very early miss from Swansea. So that's gonna give the lead to Singapore now.
Yeah, Swansea not quite liking the long jacks. Maybe some of the transitions rather.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the transitions. I know Swansea can tear this map apart, but it's just mostly the transitions. Now we're going into the core jacks here. Just a couple. Now we're going into straight core jacks. 155 BPM. Missing on this map is brutal. As I say that Joseph is the first miss of Singapore's side, that would definitely give back the lead to Philippines.
Oh yes. Oh my god. Oh, the Mystery L.
A miss from Mystery L. Yep, now that's going to shake things a little bit. But a miss from Miranos, a trade back. Now we see, never mind, I spoke too soon, Siluesca. That's the entire team of Philippines dropping combo. X-Men, the only FC left from Singapore side, but the lead is still glued to Philippines.
Oh my god, this pick is wild.
What happened to Rionos?
Everywhere.
Rionos' accuracy is extremely low. And that's not good. Even with X-Men destroying the heck out of this map, Rionos is just pulling Singapore downwards, and Philippines is able to hold on despite every single player missing.
Yeah, Rionos' spread is actually pretty huge compared to the other players of the lobby, so I expect that Rionos doesn't have as good as a ratio as other players.
But be careful. Siluesca missing, they cannot afford another miss, I think. Siluesca tanking a lot of 200. That's very scary, very close to the end, but Siluesca was able to hold on and Philippines will take that point.
This match is actually pretty fascinating to watch because both of the teams are actually playing really differently as a team. Like,
yeah.
What
are these ratios?
There are basically like 6 very different players on the field.
Why do we see 2 players holding 88? That's not right.
Swampsy versus
oh my gosh.
Sven. Yeah, that's...
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
Very interesting.
What was the difference? How many points was that? 7,800. Oh boy. Philippines cut it extremely close. I think if Siluesca chained a few more misses, that's a point loss. So now it's up to Philippines to pick now. It is a good break point as well because that's on a Bryce map. So, well, sticking with whatever they've been going for, it's gonna be Dodgers Gadget or Werewolf House, I think. I will go for Dodgers. In my opinion.
No.
Never mind. I am wrong. I'll hold my hands up in the air.
Like, I feel like Dodgers Gadget has been a pretty divisive pick as an LN pick. One, because it's an LN density pick, and LN density has always been kind of strange because some non-LN players could be very good at LN density. And in Dodgers Gadget case, there's the intro.
Yeah, like I was saying, the intro can trip out a lot of players. But that's where I feel like Philippines can really excel on Dodgers Gadget because we've already seen the last 2 LN maps. Singapore just don't have a really strong third player to compete with Philippines, and I think Philippines as a whole can definitely do better than Singapore as a whole in LNs anyways. But this is still a fine pick. Like I was thinking between that map and Werewolf House, and Werewolf House will go pretty fine.
Yeah, I feel like Werewolf House is kind of a safer pick for the Philippines because it has more elements that Singapore can trip upon. But I think Dodgers Gadget might be the next pick from the Philippines. We'll see. Let's see.
Well, if we're recognizing patterns here, you'll be right. Just gonna wait on Singapore's third player. I believe it should be the Battle Sun if you've been following the last few maps. We also say hello to Kura and Cyrelia. And there we go, the Battle Sun is in the house.
Oh, it's interesting to see Kura here. We don't get to see Kura very often. I feel like Kura feels kind of some Philippines niches.
Yeah, Kura usually does SVs, I think, not necessarily semi-finals LNs in my head.
Like yeah, what I know about Kura is that Kura is a very, very promising all-rounded Philippines player, but essentially kind of a rising star in terms of skill sets. So we're not seeing them often compared to other players, but here we go.
Yeah, I think the client might have a little bit of a hiccup again. Just ignore the map cut. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it. We are seeing Werewolf House from all 6 players, so we should be good.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay, there we go. Now the map cut's fixed. There we go. Good client, good client.
This was not an SV pick, unfortunately.
Alright, here we go, the intro. If I'm looking at things correctly, that's a shaky start from both Joseph and Dabredo.
Oh,
Very shaky from Joseph. Oh geez, that's a lot of misses, dipping below 98 now, and Philippines have a very good lead. Dabredo with a miss again. From Singapore's side, not looking too good. X-Men with a 99.8, that's extremely good. But this is a team performance tournament here. Singapore even with a very good X-Men score. If you look from Philippines here, 6-3, 30, and 70.
Yes, the Philippines are still on a triple full combo, and Singapore has only one full combo.
Yeah, and this lead is already about, I'm gonna say 30,000 points, and it might grow just looking at the accuracies. Now we're going into the Kiai.
Yes, the typical Camellia Kiai, as one would say.
But right now, Philippines as a whole, like I said, they are just tearing the LN maps apart.
Yeah, like everyone on the Philippines side is almost above 99.4, but Australia is going to be missing once, but it's not going to do much to the Philippines lead. I don't think
there is a
there's
trick
much to worry about.
Definitely not. This is still gonna be a very decisive point to the Philippines as Joseph misses again. 2.94. That's a heck of a team score. Oh my, Suluesca. Oh my gosh. I get X-Men has a better ratio, sure, but 2 200s on this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like avoiding the 200s is almost more impressive than getting a good ratio on it. But
yeah.
anyways,
Oh
Els does have a really decent ratio on it as well. So the combination of both gives you a 991k, which is astounding to see on an Olympic, semis Olympic.
Yeah, seeing 990s on semis is already pretty scary, you know. You just have to imagine what they could do for finals next weekend. If they make it that far, of course. One step at a time. Let's see what Singapore goes for. I will say QE. I think they might be running out of choices here. I'll say QE or Chrono.
I feel like they'd be going for QE. Maybe Acquaintance. Maybe.
Acquaintance might be risky because Philippines has a very good Rosapura.
Chrono, I feel is gonna be risky as well.
We're going as V's. We're going to make it funky.
Yeah, it's worth noting that the Singaporean team does have an SV lineup. And they're actually
contrary to popular belief. Yeah.
They're surprisingly decent in SV, so Make It Funky now might be going towards Singapore, but it all depends on how much the Philippines have trained this map.
Yeah, so just a heads up, Marissa, which was the SV reading of last round, Singapore have the 10th best score on it, Philippines have the 14th best score on it, but the score difference was about 30,000 points, so that was a huge difference in Marissa. I'm not sure if we're going to see that again. There might be a similar difference if Philippines did not practice this enough. But what can I say? This map is this song is a bop.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a good addition to the Bangers collection. Bangers MWC collection.
Just gonna wait for Singapore's third player.
Yeah, I wonder who they're gonna be bringing as the third player. We see Joseph taking a break for now. The first break since the beginning of the match, actually. Sven has taken no breaks.
Yeah, X-Men's just gonna be the core player, and Expandion comes in now.
Oh yeah, the first appearance of Expandion, actually. And I feel like the Philippines have gotten I think the Philippines have gotten all their players on the field. And every single player has gotten to take a break.
we've also seen every player from Singapore side, just that X-Men has been playing every map.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, let's see how this will go, because for SVs, it's pretty unpredictable, because it really just depends on how much you practice. Well, it doesn't entirely depend on practice, but there is a huge factor in that.
Yeah, I think a lot of skill in SV reading is also in order to get some good accuracy on this pick in particular.
And also how well you can practice it, because some players have different ways of practicing maps, like going into editor or maybe splitting sections apart, and how fast you're able to pick up different sections of a map. Because for SVs, it's very easy to just break apart different sections and practice them. And for something like this, it's definitely doable.
Yeah, this one's a little bit particular to go for. Like, you especially break down your map for memory picks, but this is a reading-oriented one.
Yeah, so for reading SV picks, you don't really have to break them down. You just go through editor sometimes to see which parts you're struggling on, or maybe just play the full thing and just get used to different sections. Because this map repeats itself quite a bit. You see a few accuracy drops from both sides, but oh boy, it's very neck and neck.
Mr. Yell versus Sven right now, 99.80. Oh, 89.
Sidoreska is kind of struggling a little bit, picking up a few 200s, but so is Jappy.
Yeah, it's gonna be Els versus Jalapeno, Kura versus Expanian, and Mr. Yell versus Sven.
Yeah, and I think the difference between Kura and Expandion is giving that lead to Philippines. But it is a pretty sizable lead. Mystery L is beating X-Men by just a bit, and Jappy with a huge accuracy loss. Rushing a few of those patterns, dropping down to 0.2.
Yeah,
and
right
suddenly
now Philippines.
Suddenly it's a Philippines map now.
Yeah, right now Philippines is looking to take potentially the first breakpoint.
Well, the second. Right?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot they were up to 4-1. I completely crossed on the score. Oh my god.
Well, it's okay, Pat. Make it 5-1. Philippines take another breakpoint off the SV map. Whoa, we see 2v1 Kura and X-Men.
Those ratios are so good. Sven with the V1SS on Make It Funky now. That's so good. Expandion with almost the V1SS as well. Albeit with a slightly worse ratio, but it's still really impressive.
Yeah, but once again, another map decided by 7,000 points. And it really just came down to the 200s between Siloreska and Jappy.
Yes, basically. The team performance is what matters here. 3 players have to make the cut. 3 players
Wait,
Kura
had exactly 1 point higher than Mystery L. I just noticed that. What the heck?
Wow, what a team performance.
Hey, Pat, remember when you said that they'll go for Dodger's Gadget?
Oh, yeah. Completely predictable.
Yeah, I totally didn't expect this. Look at all of the LM maps coded in red. Wow.
It's so pretty.
It is really pretty to see like one full category picked by one team.
Yeah, it's as if this was all scripted.
And I believe this is gonna be the Singapore side once again. X-Ben, the better son, Joseph, we're gonna see a swap for Philippines as well. Is Kura staying?
Yeah, I feel like this might be a Kura pick.
Yeah, I guess so. That means we're going to see Cyrelia, I guess.
Yeah, I think Sorel is going to be the third player here. Kura has been performing extremely well on some of the Olympics. It's a little bit situational which of the players they decide to switch. Like for example, for Del Rio, I expect that Kura might be a little bit tiny worse at LM releases.
Yeah, fair enough. But it just makes Philippines look more flexible, really.
Oh yeah,
Just
flexibility.
changing in and out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like flexibility is a really, really good thing to have as a team. It means that players are not like hard stuck in a role, and players can actually discuss between each other and kind of defer some responsibility, I guess.
Yeah, also to clear up a little bit of a misconception, this technically is from Underjoy's LN Done, but the LN Done uses 1.0, this is 1.05.
And also, I think the Allen Dan also nerfed the intro.
Yeah, I think so too, the intro. I mean, we'll get to see it very soon. You mentioned it before, I mentioned it briefly as well. This intro can make or break your play.
Yeah, the legendary intro. Brought to us by Intelizer. Thank you, Intelizer, very much for this intro.
Intelizer ET, and we do 6 earlier in, so there we go.
Also, Intelizer, we miss you very much in the Oceania World Cup. Please come back next year.
Yes, please come back next year so Japan can get their revenge and win. Anyways, oh, is J1000 still in the lobby? This whole time J1000 has just been in the lobby, just vibing.
Yeah, just hiding. Just waiting
hiding.
to. Yeah, just hiding.
Being the fourth player.
Yeah, that's the true meaning of a hidden player. Screw you, they can.
We'll just see like a 3 million score from Philippines. We're like, wait, what's going on? Anyways, here we go. Another LN map again from Philippines, as they have. Let's see this intro.
Alright, who's gonna die? Who has mind blocked the intro? Oh my god, that's a double!
Well, there you go. That is 2 landmines exploded. Oh, 2 big landmines. Well, 1 big one for the battle.
And another one!
2 landmines again exploding in Singapore side and Philippines. Wow. Wow, just look at these Philippine scores. Wow, 6, 7, and 7.
If you're missing mines from Mania and Eternal, here they are, back in Oceania.
In the form of LNs. Oh boy, and this is where Philippines strikes, where it really hurts for Singapore.
Oh my god.
And yeah, that's the full team wipeout from Singapore, and the entire team of Philippines still holding on to full combos, and we're already halfway in. This is a massacre.
Oh my god. I'm thinking this might be not safe for work.
Well, it will be not safe for work once we see Silvestre score, because
oh my god.
This
Else
is
is still at the 99.8. But Sven is well though!
X-Ben with a 99.8, even with a miss. Mind you.
Wait, how?
Goodness. Well, okay, let's see if anything changes once we hit the first inverse wall, because the inverse wall can hurt. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Is Silvestre gaining accuracy? X-Ben
How do you
dropped some
gain accuracy on this part?
X-Ben dropped a bit, dropped to like 0.1%.
Yeah, got the 200 most likely in there. And the Philippines is still on the triple full combo.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, Philippines. I mean, I don't know who Philippines will face next, but take down your notes, whoever is possibly facing them.
Yeah, a reminder that teams in the losers bracket have 2 matches. 2 matches in the weekend, if they win the first one.
Okay, I want to see the score from Silvestre. Let's see.
Oh yeah, let's see the ratio here.
Jeez! What is that?
That's gonna be 994, that's gonna be a V1WS.
Okay, let's look at the 200 counts, right? We have 26, 25, 14, 89, 23, and 0. 0! What?
That is
What?
that score is such an anomaly in the lobby.
0! Oh my god.
Emily, do you want to marry me?
Okay, Pat, you might want to back out a little bit.
That's-
Calm
That's
down,
fair.
calm down. Philippines haven't won the match yet. Calm down. There's still a little bit left. Singapore still have a pick. But yeah, this has to be Rice now. It has to be Rice. I mean, maybe Chrono Carol, but this could be Singapore's last pick, and they really need to put a stamp on. This could be a long thing from them, because whatever happens next, this is their tournament lives on the line. Philippines, they win one more, they're going through.
But the thing is, like, Singapore has plenty of options right now. The Singaporean Rise team is really, really solid. So they can definitely make it back, especially since the Olympics are gone now.
Yep, and they are going for Angelic Layer. So this is 175 BPM, 1/8 streams for 2 minutes. It is pretty quick, pretty speedy, but that is where Swansea comes in, I'm pretty sure. Oh, hold on. Silveska's asking Cyrilla to stay in. Okay, never mind. We do see Swansea, so I'm assuming Swansea is gonna swap for Tura. There we go.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna be hiding a player in return.
Hiding another player again. Okay, we do see Expandion in for Singapore now. Okay, I am not going to jinx things. I do not want to jinx things, but this would be such an amazing song to end off this match. If Philippines take it. That's an if, you know. Because the last few months has definitely been a little bit dark in the rhythm game community after what happened to Shiki, so. Let's just see what will happen.
Yes, and all of the players on the field are definitely going to be paying homage to the legendary Shiki.
Let's get it. Here we go. Whenever you're ready, Somsy. Alright, there we go. Of course, this is Singapore's pick to lose, so I do have some expectations for Singapore to take this. Yep. Yep, okay, client. Just straighten yourself out. I think we're just gonna wait for Cyrilla to... There we go. Okay, I think we are all caught up now.
Yeah, I think we're all ready to analyze this play, and it seems that Joseph is actually missing quite a bit.
Yeah, that is 2 drops from Singapore's side already compared to nothing from Philippines. Somsy, like I said, holding an extremely good score, but X-Ben out-hacking Somsy at this stage. But those few misses are definitely going to be rough for Singapore from Joseph's side. That's going to give a pretty good lead, 20,000 points to Philippines. And that's another miss from Expandion, so now Philippines have a bigger cushion.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like a pretty big Filipinian advantage right now, especially if Expandion is going to be mixing some more.
Yeah, I had some worries with Singapore picking this because they didn't do too well on stuff like Yozakura and Thinking of You. So, as you can already see, Somsy. Okay.
Okay, Swansea.
Oh my gosh.
Pay attention, the match is not over yet.
No, I'm just more surprised at how I just said Swansea and then they decide to miss for me. Thank you, I guess. Anyways, moving on with our lives. Philippines still has a really good lead.
I guess it's a very
Oh, okay. What just happened? 2 players missing? Cyrilla and Joseph. This is still a Philippines lead.
Okay.
Okay. I might have to eat my words back. This is starting to look a little bit scary for Philippines.
Uh-oh. No,
J1, that's another miss.
Don't miss.
Philippines
Okay.
lead shrinking. Joseph with a miss to cushion it though. Philippines still has the lead. It's gonna stay there.
The Philippines
how
will
long?
not afford one extra miss. Okay, Joseph is going
gosh.
to be allowing them one extra miss.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What was that? What was that? Everyone was missing except for X-Vin with a V1SS.
Oh
my gosh. But that is the final nail in the coffin for Singapore as they say goodbye to us in this World Cup. Philippines will march on 7-1. Taking revenge from last year's loss, they will move on to face either Vietnam or Indonesia, another Southeast Asian clash that will happen very soon. But commiserations to Singapore. They've done an extremely good job throughout this entire World Cup. And all the way to the end, as we saw, pulling out some very crazy performances. But it will be Philippines Day. A Philippines Day to shine. And they will survive another day in this World Cup. They will be facing, like I said, Vietnam or Indonesia tomorrow. A very spicy match that will be coming up very soon.
Like, Vietnam versus Indonesia. Well, either of the teams, they might have watched this match in particular. And, oh my god, they're definitely... They must be definitely afraid of the Philippines right now because some of the performances for the Philippines are definitely very scary. Breaking down Singapore 7-1 is an incredible achievement.
Very incredible achievement indeed. And with all of the team scores as well, Celoresca pulling off a performance of her lifetime as well. Some insane scores. But we shall see if they will be able to replicate that again tomorrow. But we will be waiting just a bit, just a bit under 1 hour. We have that match coming up very soon. Vietnam and Indonesia, another Southeast Asia clash. And the winner of that Southeast Asia clash will create another Southeast Asia clash with Philippines. So tune back in about 15 minutes for that. That'll be really interesting to watch, especially since Indonesia pulled off a pretty surprising upset against Chile last weekend. We'll see how well they'll cope with the semi-finals pool.
Yeah, it's going to be also interesting to see how Vietnam actually scales to semi-finals.
Yep, but with that, anything you got?
I guess Vietnam against Indonesia is going to be a fight to see. I feel like they might be fighting to not fight against the Philippines, seeing how scary they are.
Yeah, they'll just have to do their best, and then, well, maybe re-strategize for Philippines, whoever wins. But yeah, with that, I guess get your banners before we go. That's a very important thing we need to do. Get your banners, whoever is still in the competition and whoever is out of the competition, you can still support them. Why not, If you are part of a country that doesn't play in the World Cup anymore, you can still get to support them anyways. But if you get to pick a banner of the winning team of the World Cup, you get to have that for a pretty long time. So some very nice snares to your profiles. But yeah, anything else you want to add, Pat, before we go for a 50-minute break?
Ravioli is my formioli. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. See you in 50 minutes. Goodbye.